Hello, welcome to the Scientific Investor channel. Today we will be looking at the chart of different digital assets or cryptocurrencies and analyze it based on the history, what it was happening during 2 years, 3 years, 4 years back, and do we have any similarities at present. Then we will discuss about the market dominance, comparing the BTC dominance and alts. Then we will go through some news articles related to Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum and other cryptocurrencies, and we will check about the news articles which showcase about the future outlook, say for Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies. Now at first I would like to say that if you guys like the content I provide on a daily basis, do subscribe and support the channel. If you like the video, please do click the like button. Now at first, before jumping into the news, I would like to show a chart in which what I just want to showcase what I think about this. Now this particular pattern actually happened during 2017 April. Now we'll actually zoom into that. Now yes, the time frame which I will be discussing will be different for two time. Say for example, during this particular time frame, when the price was within this highlighted area, say March 2017. Now this is a 12-hour time frame chart, and then this I have used a stochastic RSI and then moving averages like 20, 50, 100 and 200. So in this, what we can see is we had a false breakout to the top and we came back into the trading range, then went below. Now when we look where the support resistance area for that particular range is, if we zoom a bit out and try to connect that in a trend line, we can see one particular thing. Say we take a line, we try to connect these, we can see something like this. See, there is a touch here, a confirmation here and a reconfirmation here, then a breakout. The price actually went above that. Now after which price tried to go high, it didn't manage to do so, so it came back down below the moving averages. Then it tried to go above the moving average, it went into the range, then false breakout, then it came back down. Now what I want to particularly highlight is what we see here is, say, a double bottom here before the run up high. So I would like to state that now we are forming something like this. Say we had a false breakout, then we came back at the bottom, then we went slowly up to the moving average, and then we are moving below that. So this is kind of a double bottom here forming, and once the double bottom was confirmed, you can see that the price dipped below the previous low, that was making a lower low. So the retail investors will be thinking, a lower low is formed. Now the price is not actually positive, it's going to go into negative territory. But what happened after that is history, right? The price actually bounced, it was bombarded. So in a similar aspect, I will look at what is happening currently. Now this is a 12-hour chart in order to showcase what is happening in bit clarity. I would like to show that in 1-day chart too, but first I'll discuss in 12 hours. Say when we zoom out or try to draw a trend line, we can see almost similar thing happening here. The history kind of rhymes itself, right? So now we actually put our chart into daily and we can see this trend. It's more or less similar. Now, at least in my perspective, I feel this is a more similar chart. Say this is 1-day log chart of XRP in which we use stochastic RSI and moving averages as we discussed previously. Now in this highlighted area, if you see that we had a trend line resistance, we just broke above that. Now we tried to go above that, we didn't manage to do so, we came below the moving averages. Then the price tried to go back into the moving average range. We did that, we almost did till the top, but it was a fake out, right? It came back below the moving averages and it is making a double bottom. So if you guys actually want to see that, say side by side, I'll try to put that in into a different chart, so we can just analyze that side by side state, what is going on now versus what happened previously. So if we look at this particular pattern there and analyze what happened previously, we can understand that there is a similarity in the pattern, right? But yeah, the time frame of course is a bit different. See, that one is a 12-hour chart which we analyzed previously, but currently this one is not a 12-hour chart, right? This is a daily chart. So yes, I'll compare this both together. I'll just show the end area. See, this was happening at that time. I'm keeping this one large because this is the current scenario. So there is no confusion about that. This was the previous scenario. We can see a double bottom here, a fake out, then coming below, and a double bottom. You can see that similar thing here, a fake out coming below that, then a slow retest of the same area after going above, making a pattern here. So if you look at this particular pattern, you can see something here if you go into a 4-hour chart. So for me, I personally feel that there is a lot of similarities in the algorithm or the cycles which is repeating itself. Now this is just for XRP we are talking about, and we can actually see a lot of similarities in both this area we just discussed. Now looking at the stochastic RSI, we can see that during that particular time the RSI was at the bottom, and the same is happening here. The stochastic RSI is at the bottom, so it's like at the oversold territory, and once it move upside we can actually wait for a good push upside. Say won't be that huge, I'm not sure about that, but still if we manage to break above the moving average range and consolidate there at least, then yes, there can be a further momentum upside. Now this one is actually related to the BTC dominance. Whenever the BTC dominance is dropping down, you can see that the coins are going up, the altcoins are going up. So what I would like to highlight here is, say here when the Bitcoin price was dropping, you see this other coins here which is shown in a white line, it pumps first, the smaller cap coins, then it consolidates there, and it's the time when the big market cap altcoin pumps. You can see that here, you can see that here, and you can see that here. So the same pattern was happening. Now look what is happening right now. So if you look at that, you can see this, the altcoin compared to the Bitcoin is actually having opposite effect. Like the Bitcoin is actually moving down, whereas the altcoins are moving up. But the smaller cap altcoins have actually formed a rounded bottom. You can see that it's moving upside, and the same thing was happening here, here, and here. So the history is more or less repeating itself, not rhyming. It's more than that, right? So this can be a potential area where the price moves high. Now this is a news article for XRP showing a bearish trend and whether the trend is over. And this is actually stating that the current resistance level is around 0.2628 and 0.3, whereas the support lies around 0.2, 0.18 and 0.16. If this happens, a lot of stop losses are going to be taken out if they are trading in leverage. Now this is again showing about the down, when the price goes a bit down, a lot of articles and sites likes to come out and showcase that, oh, you see the price is going down, blah blah blah. Now Ripple bounce has best book profit at the support 0.22. Now yes, when they are trading in a smaller range, they know that this is a particular area where there is a previous support, so they can take out their profit and move ahead. But this particular guy is actually showing that this trend is similar to that of this trend, in which the price has broken to the downside and it is moving to the downside. So he's arguing that what can be the next move, whether the price will go into the demand zone or it will go into the supply zone. That has to be tested, right? Now this one is a positive news showing that the XRP ledger transaction hit all-time high, blast ahead of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin. Now that's huge, right? The utility or the use case of XRP or the greatest digital asset is increasing day by day. Thus the fundamentals are getting stronger and stronger. So of course one day the price will actually reflect these good news, but when we are in a bearish trend or in a consolidation, the good news are not counted, or at least it doesn't reflect in the price of XRP. Whereas once we start a bull run or a positive rally, we can see that even a small news can pump the price more. Now this one is from XRP Vibe, which shows that Ripple co-founder stresses regulatory clarity, says it really hurts innovation because there is no regulatory clarity currently in US, and they are highlighting that. Now this one is related to XRP, showing that Ripple news. What is the headline for today? Now they are looking bulls may be here, as the bears burn out. When they say bears burn out, it's actually talking about this area where they are expecting the support. So the bears would be taking their profit and waiting for further movement. If the price fluctuates to the downside, they may come again. And this is showing that XRP just signed a stealth whale to the use of XRP. This is a video from Digital Asset Investor. Most of the XRP community guys is familiar with this guy. Is one of my inspiration, a guy who inspired me to start my channel. So now looking at TD Ameritrade exploring Ripple XRP for trading on their platform. Now that's also huge, right? That's also huge because TD Ameritrade is one of established and famous institutions for rich guys. They will actually look at it in a positive way. If they can get their money into that, that will be a direction. They will put just say 0.1% or 1% of their wealth. That will be a huge volume. Now this one is showing that this guy is from Ether and Ether community. He's stating that Ripple's XRP is a better option than Bitcoin due to institutional adoption and partnerships. Now I wonder, I completely agree with that statement, but I wonder why he's not using that for Ether. Personally, I believe XRP is even better than Ether. So if he's going to state in that perspective, he should be stating that XRP is a better option than Bitcoin and Ether due to institutional adoption and partnerships. That would be a better statement. For me, I feel in that way. Now this one is Bitcoin prices expected to drop as low as 4,500. Now this is an opinion completely from this guy, and he's stating, the analyst Peter Brand stating, I think you are correct in terms of price anyway. My target of 5,500 or 5,500 is now far below today's low, but I think the surprise might be in the duration and the nature of market. I'm thinking about a low in July 2020 that will wear out bulls quicker than a price correction. Now you can see that July 2020 and a low, that's 1 year ahead, right? Almost 6-7 months, and is looking for a bottom there. So he's not actually believing in a bull run in the meantime. Now the next news is showing that Bitcoin's macro outlook is insanely bullish, but BTC may first visit to sub 5,000. Now most of the analysis is coming out like this. The news for retail investors are coming out like this, and I personally believe that that's the time when he should be buying, because they put out the negative news and the big money or the smart money goes in buying that at the lower price. So that should be kept in mind when the news coming out shows you something bad, saying that this is gonna happen, it's gonna be really bad. You should be cautious. You should be thinking, look at the price history. When the price was moving down or reaching around its bottom, the articles will be coming out like previously when the price was near to 3,000 area. The price was like, the news article stating the price will go down to 1,000, 1,500, 2,000. So most of them didn't actually buy that. They were looking for a lower low, whereas the price rallied from there till 14,000. So I think more or less this similar thing can happen here. Now this one showing you Bitcoin mining heart attack. Now there is some reality in this, but not completely. I don't agree with that completely. See, he states there is two problems based on the coming events. Block reward halving instantly cuts miners revenue by a huge fraction. Okay, I agree that, but it's not a new news, right? It's been happening from previous years. See, every 4 years this happens, and still the price is moving up high. So that doesn't mean anything, because this is also related to the halving process, right? The difficulty adjustment process causes minus homogeneity. Yeah, theoretically this can happen, but practically we know from the charts what's happening. The price is moving in this particular way and why, right? And they are stating what won't work. Do nothing. Upon each block reward halving, also halve the difficulty. Smooth the deflation out. Fork types, details. Now they talk about, the original hard fork, soft fork, and you showcases quantity of Bitcoin issued. When number of Bitcoin is reducing per year, I personally believe that the value should actually go high. Now, based on this chart, they show that the total Bitcoin held in reserve is coming down, and it may hit a bottom around 2035. Okay. I'll actually put that article into my description. So if you guys want to go through that, you can actually read in depth. Now, Crypto Tidbits says that crypto Bitcoin dives under 8,000. Now we know that Fidelity Backtrust license SEC takes a second look at ETF. Now that's actually a good news. If they're reconsidering that and coming out with coming out with a good news, that will be a positive one. If there is an ETF for institutional investors, that can push price a bit. I am not saying that there is no institutional investors currently in Bitcoin markets. I do believe that they are already in, but slowly. If these products are being sanctioned by the SEC, then that will actually bring more interest from the institutional investors. Now, Bitcoin price will rip to 50,000. Now, this article shows that 50,000, but only after a purge, right? So they also believe that the long term, the Bitcoin is gonna reach really high, but for short term, they think the price can actually move a bit more down. They don't believe this is the bottom, or 3,000, which we made last time, is the bottom. More or less, they state we can retest that area, at least say 4,000, 5,000. Now this shows that cryptocurrencies has portfolio diversification. Now the institutional investors or the traditional market guys are actually using crypto as a hedge. The systematic hedge with excellent risk reward profile is better, right? The naming or terminology used to highlight cryptocurrencies is actually good, because they are showing the diversification drivers, near zero average correlation with last 5 years. So these are the things which can be effective, because Bitcoin has a hedge against central bank bubble, because central banks are pushing or printing the fiat currencies, with no background. They just print it. If you look at US, you can see what is the debt to GDP ratio there, or what is the amount of debt there. The central bankers don't care. They just print it. I heard central bankers stating that, why do you worry about debt? We can always print money. So think, as Robert Kiyosaki states, if they can just print it, why the hell do you want to work for that, right? So the system is entirely corrupt. Now, I'm going to end my video here, and I'll put all the links to the description. If you guys have any comments, please do comment in the comment section. If I want to improve something, you have suggestions, comments, do that. And please do subscribe to the channel and like the content if you guys support the channel. I'll meet you guys on my next video.